All right, welcome back. In our previous module, we talked about the layer section. We're made to understand that the layer section comes layer by layer. Whatever thing that is in the bottom here, the next thing that follows it, it's above it. So if, for instance, this, for instance, we talked about at our shape, this our text here, they are above our shape. So that's why they are visible. But if you drag this email address below the shape, you wouldn't find it again because it's now below the shape. I hope that is clear. Now we'll talk about smart objects. So let me show you what smart object is when I used it here. Okay, so I believe you can see, sorry, smart object is when you bring in an image to Photoshop. For example, let me bring in an image. Okay, I bring in this image. You can see that this this image now, look at some text are above it because the image is below some of this text, like this one now. You can see the image is below some of the text. So I want to take this image to the end, to the top of this work canvas. So I will just drag. Okay, while I continue dragging, you see that when I get to the end, the top of it, no text will be on the image again. You can see this now. So it's at the top of the layer. I hope you understand. So I want to convert this image to smart object. I'll right click. I'll convert to a smart object. To make it, if I double click, it can be edited here. Okay, you can see. So smart objects, when you convert your image, let me Control Z. Okay. When you convert your image to smart object, it allows you to, let me say Control T. If I continue increasing and reducing this image, it may lose its quality. You can see it may lose its quality. It may lose its quality. If I continue reducing it and increasing it. So for me to stop that, I would just come here, change it to a smart object, right click on the image, convert to smart object so that it can be editable and it will be a Photoshop smart object. While we go on in this training, you understand what I mean by that. Okay, so that's that for smart objects. So smart filters. Let me use this image to show you what smart filters is. For example, I want to add a smart filter to this image. So I'll come here. You can see this thing called filter. When I click on it, I can either make it 3D blur, distort image, add noise to it. So let me click on blur and click on Gaussian blur. You can see. You can see what it added to it. Now the image is blurred. When I click OK, you can see smart. So now I've added a smart filter to it, and the smart filter I added is a Gaussian blur. Okay, you can see the image is not visible again because it is blurred. Let me Control Z. Now it's come back to normal. So I can add other filters. Let me add noise to this image. I'll add noise. When I increase it, You can see what it did to the image. This is called noise. When I click OK, you can see smart filters. Then the smart filter I added is called noise. You can see this. So I can double click on this thing here to go and reduce. Sorry. Can close this noise off if I don't want it. I hope you understand. You can see when I double click, I can change the extent, as the opacity, the extent to which I want the noise to be affected on the image. I hope this is understood. So let me Control Z. Okay. So that's your smart filters. There are so many. You can try them out. Let me come to pixelate and come to fragment and see. You can see what happened, what it does to the image. Okay. So there are so many type of smart objects. You can see this one. There are so many type of the smart filters. So you can try them out on your image and know what you want. So let me check liquify. Okay. So but make sure, let me cancel here. This is an advanced area of smart filters. So this is the area you will use more. Okay. This is the area you would use more. Okay, you can see this thing has covered. So that's that for smart filters. We'll be using it more on especially backgrounds and stuff like that. So I just want to show you what the smart filter does to images. Okay, so let me close up this image. Let me scroll down. You see that I made use of this smart filter somewhere in my background. You can see this. I added the smart filter in the background. I added the noise. I added the noise. Okay, so that's that for smart filters. Now we'll talk on adjustment layers. This thing called adjustment layers. Okay, so in our next module, we'll be talking about the adjustment layers. Before then, let me show you one what this layer does. So let me open up this image back. So you can see we have different adjustment layers. We have brightness and contrast, we have levels, we have curves, we have exposure, we have vibrance, we have hue and saturation, we have color balance, we have black and white, we have photo filter, we have channel mixer, we have all this here. So let me come to hue and saturation. Just watch. When I click on hue and saturation, this thing here, hue and this thing I have clicked on now, whatever change I make here, it will affect everything here, all my layer section, it will affect them. Why? Because I have not clipped it to this image. Because I want it to affect just this image, I will have to clip it. If I don't clip it, just watch. Any changes I make, you can see it affects the whole design. Is that understood? So for me, For that not to happen, I will come here and clip it to just this image. You can see now a line has been drawn on the image. Let me Control Z. Watch the image, there's no line on it, but if I clip it now, a line has been drawn to the image. So whatever thing I do here will affect just the image. So I'm changing the color. You can see I reduce the saturation. You can see whatever thing I did now affects just the image because I clipped it. So if I unclip it now, you can see it has affected the whole design. If I clip it, it will affect just the image. I hope this is understood. So your hue and saturation, what you use it for is, sorry, let me Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, your hue and saturation, let me clip it to the image alone. You can use it to change, you can see what it does here. So it depends on what you want to do. Okay, it's black and white I clicked on. Okay, this is what your black and white does. I believe this is understood. So it just depends on what you want. Okay, so we'll be stopping here. The next module will talk about other adjustment layers. So see you in the next module.